All right. First and foremost, give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and who is worthy to be counted for double honors. Peace and salutations to you brothers out there pushing this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely and for love of the gospel. It's your brother Gabaria from the Indiana camp coming back at you again with another sit down. I ain't gonna make this video too long, man. I'm gonna just make it real quick. But oh man, we got the guy Shar. Uh, he's back at it again. Come up and and it's crazy because this is what our the elder of our camp El Ayash had basically had said drama in Israel. This guy he's big on drama, man. Even people even in the comments are going on like at this point you're just saying whatever for clicks and views. You know he got some fire up under him. He had his little 15 minutes of fame when he brought out the stuff about Al-Azhar, and I guess he probably it probably was a nice taste in his mouth, or whatever. And now he feel like he's just gonna get down on all the camps. He feel like whatever he says is gonna be, get down on all the camps now. So if you haven't seen, um, this is the thumbnail of of the video that he's doing. I guess a live stream that he did for 3 hours. Um, you see he got Sons of Thunder in there. He has of course Gorilla Hebrew. He has Captain Cesariak. It looks like he has some ISUPK guys. I don't know if that's General Yohana in the back. I can't really tell, but he got Zabak right there on the left side. Of course, he has Apostle Tahar in the middle. So it looks like he's just getting on all the camps. Or basically Israelite community, so to speak. And we're just gonna dive into it. I've seen maybe like 5 minutes of where I'm at right now. First of all, first of all he did about 10 minutes of advertisement, of just advertising fucking merch and all that extra fucking gimmick shit, that our apostles told us that that's what these guys are about, man. They're not really about pushing just the truth and leaving it alone at that. They're about gimmicks, putting the hats on and the shirts and the fucking starter kit and the camp starter kits and coming out with their own Bibles and coming out with their own pamphlets and books and stuff like that. That's what these guys are about, man. All right, that's what they portray. You know, they're not just pushing the truth. That's not good enough for them. All right, they need something else. They need something else to fulfill that that oh, we doing the work by doing this and doing that. They can't just push the truth. All right, pushing the truth is not enough for these guys, man. They feel like they got to be super duper Israelites. They feel like they got to go above and beyond. And write a whole book and write the whole Bible in Hebrew and do all this and do all that. Which fucking 10 minutes of advertisement. And I was like, bro, just get to the fucking point. You know. So when he finally got to the point, he's you know going into we gonna get into it. We're not gonna watch too much of this though. So or however the spirit has it. I can't dictate. If the spirit wants me to go in on it, I'm gonna go in on it. However long. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Now, um, let's dive into to this topic, man.
So this is when he's actually getting into the video, which is 15 minutes and 44 seconds, which I think the first maybe two or three, maybe 5 minutes of it was just like basically blank. He wasn't live yet, but probably a good 10 minutes of it is he was actually just advertising shit that I guess they sell or I guess that they have, you know.
Um, a shout out to the brother Emmanuel, House of Bread equals House of Knowledge. Yeah, that's all through the spirit of the Most High God, man. I've said this quite some time. You know what I mean? Like I'm only a vessel. You know what I mean? I'm flesh and bone. You know what I mean? I'm a man. I draw in the common air that all men draw through their nostrils, through their respiratory system. You know what I mean? I have the same blood that pumps through my veins that pumps through you guys' veins, right? I'm only a man, right? And The Most High God, He gets the glory, the credit, the honor, the praise for all things, right? The scripture saying, I think it's Sirach chapter 1, that all wisdom coming from the Lord, all wisdom. So I don't have wisdom just of myself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just pulling wisdom or knowledge or understanding from myself. You know what I mean? Scripture tells us to lean not on your own understanding, right? To put the Most High God in all that we do. So I got to give all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. Of course, I do so in the name of its only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, right? So, let's dive into today's topic, right? So, listen, man, the state of Israel is absolute shambles. And when we really dive into, you know, the reasoning why that is, it's abundantly clear. The elders in this community, the elders in our nation throughout the annals of history, right? The leaders of our people have caused us to err, as the scriptures say, right? They have.
And here it is. Like it's here it is again. We see another, bug out, you know, a guy who came up under One West. This guy came up under on One West. He came up under One West teaching, but yet, well, what is the same thing we hear? What is the same cycle that we hear? Oh, he ended up getting kicked out for something. Oh, now now the Lord, now he's the vessel of the Lord. Now the Lord is dealing with him, and now all the elders, that's it, that was in One West, all of them now they're going off. The Lord's not dealing with them. They're wicked you know. So now he's trying to set things straight. It's gonna start with him, or as he says, it's not actually. Matter of fact, I was reading through the comments. One guy said, I was like, so I guess we should all just come up under you now. And he had made a comment and said that he never said that. He said it's not gonna. He said it's not gonna be one individual leader, which that's clearly off, because the Lord said, he said, what he's the he is not the author of confusion. Matter of fact, if that wasn't the case, then why in the book of Judges it was always the judge was the leader of Israel? The Lord always dealt with head. The Lord always dealt with why was Peter the head apostle? If it was not, matter of fact, let me see, can I get it in the comments? Uh, yep, it said okay right here. 19 hours ago it says, should all Israel come up under you now? He said, did I ever even remotely suggest that all Israel isn't under one person now? See, that's a stupid question. Trust me, I don't want the burden of dealing. I think he said dealing with you people or whatever. But he said all of Israel isn't under one person now, which so when the Lord comes back, he's just gonna gather everybody up and everybody's gonna be doing their own thing. That's completely out of order, man. That is completely out of order. The Lord always dealt with a ranking order. The Lord's always dealt with structure. Shit, the so-called white man Esau Edom even deals with ranking order. So you think the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahshua isn't going to deal with ranking order? He's just gonna just gather men who's teaching. No type of order, no type of discipline. If that was the case, then why did Paul have to write saying servants be obedience to thy masters, for they watch after your soul. Why was that even written in there then? Why was Peter of the head apostle? Why did it say give double honors to the elders? Why was that written in there? But you got guys like this, which we see it time after time again, with the ITR guys, with the Good Samaritans, with the fucking Mississippi bug out, with fucking Element, Abba Shaba Allah. We see it time after time again. Something happens. They was teaching the truth. They get kicked out. Now all the now they do their own thing for a little bit. Now they look and examine. Now all the elders of One West or however, now they got to get on all the camps, of One West. It's calling all them wicked. All and everybody is wicked, and this has something to do with the elders, and we need to fix it, and this and that. And now it's supposed to be some type of reset. You know, some type of grand reset. Brothers need to come up out them camps and do their own thing and stuff like that. We've seen it time and time again, man. It's nothing new. you know, and this guy's going to end up just like all the rest, you know. He's going to start changing up the doctrine, you know. He's going to start, you know, just, and he's going to wax worse, man. You know, and it's never, it's always the same. It's always the same with you people, man. It's always the same. You're gonna wax worse and worse, and then eventually you're not even gonna your doctrine now in 2025. If we do have if we do have 5 more years here, but if we do have 5 more years here, your doctrine is gonna be completely different. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Have led us down a path of wickedness throughout the history of the nation of Israel, right? It's the leaders, right? This is why the scriptures say, "Be not many masters," because if you're a teacher, you have the greater condemnation. Actually, let me get that real quick. Let's go back here.
And it's just funny. It's just so funny how these guys just thinking that they're the one individual that stands out. Like, yeah, see, I'm gonna be the one that calls all these camps out. You know, bro, the apostles seen it hundreds of times. The elders of our camp seen it hundreds of times, bro. Y'all are the same exact guys just coming over again. You know, shit. How did you think? What did you think Alazar? How did Alazar start off? When Alazar got kicked out, he came out of the same thing. He started getting on he started getting on the apostles of Great Millstone, and then eventually the rest of the camps. You know, he thought it was all gonna start with him, and you came up under Alazar. So I mean, now since I guess you got a little fire upon you from the whole Alizar thing, now you think you're deemed to get on men who's been doing this truth probably even before you was even thought of. They're the ones who taught you all the scriptures that you're pulling.
Boom.
It's like teaching a child. It's like basically you getting a baby. You raise that baby for 15, 20 years, and then the baby now outgrows you and saying, "Oh, now all the things you taught me, I'm gonna use against you." You know, now you're wicked, and now I see flaw in you now.
Book of James, right? James chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "My
It's
brethren, be
it's that it's that Ty Lee. Is it Ty Lee? I think that's his name, Ty Lee from Kung Fu Panda. The fucking the snow leopard. It's his spirit, you know. Sifu raised him up, taught him all the taught him how to do all the kung fu shit. And then when he found out he wasn't chosen, or when something bad, when something didn't go his way, now what? Now everything is wrong, you know. Now he trying to do things as his own way.
not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation." Right? So being a teacher, being a master, right? Being an elder or leader, right? To whom much is given, much is required, to much is expected in return, right? So as the elders and as the leaders of this nation, right, our elders have failed us, right? And they have a greater condemnation because they led the way. They helped facilitate and cultivate this toxic um community.
Hey, listen, the elders, and when I say the elders, I'm talking about one West in general, General Yohana, Yohana, General Yohana, the Apostles of Great Millstone, IUIC. I mean, they've done more work than you've ever done. You know, I don't care how many years you've been in truth. They've done more work than you have ever done. You know, even though some of them camps go off, but I am gonna give them credit. They they have been what I'm trying to say. They do have fruit. IUIC has fruit. ISUPK has fruit. What's his name? Zabak. He has fruit. You know. So they have been doing way more than before. Was before, and here you is coming and try to. Man,
Right? The Hebrew Israelite community is very toxic.
like there's so much I want to say, but it's like almost beating your head against a wall. So I just try to stop myself before I even just really just lash out or crash out. You know.
Um, I think it was someone in the comments when I had posted and shared the video. Um, Let's see. Watch this.
What's better, online therapy or in-person therapy? I'm a licensed therapist that's provided and received therapy.
Of course, he got ads. Of course, that's why he probably making videos like this to get that ad revenue.
Sister right here.
Which a lot of these comments ain't with you, dog. A lot of these comments are you giving off scribe and Pharisee vibes. What does Zabak do? Why isn't native IUIC on here? Like a lot of these comments aren't like with you. Like they starting to see through your BS.
Says, LOL, no, nobody wants to admit it's a cult, right?
Which a lot of people throw that word cult around so loosely. They don't even know the word cult basically just means a group of worshipers. All right. Matter of fact, let's look up the word cult because people use cult and thinking like, oh, see, it's a cult, it's a cult, it's a cult. You know, the word cult goes back to worship, homage. All right. It says a particular form, a system of worship. It says care, labor, cultivation, culture, worship, reverence. See, that's all cult means, man. It means a group of people who comes to worship. All right. It says, with reference to ancient or primitive systems of religious beliefs and worship, especially the rites of ceremony employed in such worship. See, devote attention to particular person or thing, and that's all a code is. See, people use code. See, people don't understand words. They just use words because they think, oh, it's a cult. It's a cult. A cult only means a group of worshipers. You know, Shit, a club can be a cult. A fucking your group of friends that could be a cult. You know, people just fucking use words and don't even understand what they even mean.
The Hebrew Israelite community has many people in it that are very cult-esque, right? They're cult-ish, right? There are a lot of people who treat this thing like a cult. This is why there are people
Which cult only means to worship. Do we not worship Yahweh Bashem Yahshua? Do we not worship Yahweh Bashem Yahshua as a group? As a particular thing to worship? Fucking idiots, man. Idiots. Oh my God. How are we reading this? How are we reading the same book? How?
who, against their good senses, right? Against what the Bible teaches us and against what the Word of God teaches us, you know, choose to be part of a body, that's associated with, you know, one of the most infamous individuals in the community as of late, right? And I've just watched people justify and twist and turn and make all types of excuses, right? Some of which, right, are elders, right? Because they don't, they have not held people to a standard. They have not held people accountable for the evil that they've done, right? And I respond to the person. I'm not sure if it was a brother or sister. I said people can be quite cultish. Accountability is the cure, right? We have to hold each other accountable. We must hold our brothers and our sisters accountable. Okay, and the elders have done a piss poor job at that, right? Let's go. Where am I?
Where do you get the fucking nerves to talk? Like, I'm so, oh my God. It's like a fucking child trying to tell an adult what to do. Like, you're seeing this, oh, the elders have been doing a piss poor job or this, or that. They could have did better. They could have done, like, I don't know exactly how long have you been in truth, but I guarantee you it's less. It's significantly less than the apostles. I'm gonna just put our apostles up there. It's significantly less than Apostle Har on down. Significantly, like, oh my God, man! Like guys like this is fucking That's this is what the scripture says: disobedient to parents, unruly, rock headed niggas, man. rock-headed individuals like this is going to fucking die. And I can't wait to see Yahweh Shem Yahshua destroy guys like this, man. Just think they got all the fucking answers, man. Just think they just know every fucking just acts like they know all the oh yeah the elders has been you know what, these are the same guys, who came against Moses and told Moses to take a seat, you know, thinking Moses wasn't, oh, you're old or whatever, and take a seat, it's time for us to shine, you know. It's guys like this, man. He's a perfect example of that, you know. Perfect example. What was the guy? What was the man? What? Korah, Avarath, and David. Guys like this, man. You know, who actually is low key hating on on the apostles and the elders. He wants a position like that. So what he's gonna do? He's gonna come with video and saying, "Oh, they're doing a piss poor job, and it's their fault why the community is like this and that's another thing, man. Who gives a fuck about the fucking community, man? Who gives a fuck about the fucking Hebrew Israelite community? Majority of these people who call themselves Israelites ain't gonna make it. Majority of these people who call themselves Israelites is not gonna fucking make it, man. They're gonna die to death. Just because you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite or call yourself Ben whatever, Ben Bunyumyum, Ben Yahweh, Ben Lawyer, just because you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite and you change your name and you start reading the scriptures, don't mean you gonna make it into the kingdom. Don't mean you gonna make it into the chariot. I ain't gonna say the kingdom because if you're an Israelite, you're gonna make it anyways. But don't mean you gonna make it to the chariot, man. Don't mean that's not gonna grant you salvation, man. So to hell with the Israelite community. If you're not part of the elect, you're not going to fucking make it. I don't care how you feel about that. You can get your fucking you can make 1,000 videos. You could be in the truth for 20 years. If you're not part of the elect, you are not going to make it. So who cares about what the Israelite community, how it looks? Matter of fact, we're supposed to look like a stain anyways. We're living in a wicked and an evil society. We live in a society where men can become women, and women think they can actually take on a man. So how the hell we gonna look? We gonna look crazy anyways. Just because we have common sense in this world is gonna basically deem you a mental patient. If you sit here and say, no, wait, a man can't be a woman, or hey, wait, a man is supposed to grow a beard, or a man is stronger than a woman, people are gonna look at you like you're insane. Just off that, just off logical shit like that. And here he is trying to paint a nice picture, a beautiful picture. Oh, Israel's supposed to be the beautiful of the world, and then this. Let's continue, man, because I'm
Getting
starting to get
this
pissed.
concept from. Let's go to the book of Leviticus chapter 19. Right, I've heard so many people just tell me all their feelings, right? How they feel about this whole situation, this whole debacle and whatnot, how things were handled, and I've been quite frank with people. I really couldn't give two f's about how many of you guys feel. Right? If your feelings do not align with what Yahweh's word says, I don't care. I don't. I'm sorry, I can't. Right? I refuse to live by the standards of the opinions of the Israelites, who have been some of the most wicked and evil people, right, known to man. Okay? Especially the people who killed a perfect man in Hamashiach Yahushua, who killed the prophets, persecuted the prophets, ridiculed the prophets, misused the prophets for centuries. I don't care what Hebrew Israelites think, right? So let's look at the book, the law, right? Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17 says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him." So let's slow down and let's unpack this, right? Shall we?
Bro, the level just started and we're already getting overrun. I got to take these guys out and build this crossbow tower as fast as.
Bro, I'm gonna go watch this for a couple more minutes because I'm getting too riled up, and plus I don't want to. I'm not finna. This dude probably got ads every 5 minutes in this video. That's why he does videos like this, you know, to get with the clicks, 7,000 views, you know, Probably just trying to make a nice check, you know.
So the opposite of love is hate. You know, opposite of hate is love. So we're being told not to hate our brothers. So essentially, we're being told to
I hate you niggas, man. I absolutely hate you fucking niggas. 2/3 of Israel, I hate every single last one of you. You fucking Israelites. 2/3. 66.6% of Israel, I fucking hate them.
love our brothers, right? And it goes on to say that thou shalt, meaning you shall, affirmatively, you shall in any wise, in any manner, rebuke or correct your neighbor, right? And here we are, Isaiah 5 and 13, our honorable men of famish, elder rebuke, right? The elders are our neighbors as well, right? They're the children of our people, right? And the elders got to get rebuked, right? The elders have to be shown the errors of their ways and how their lack of holding each other accountable and their lack of holding many people in this community accountable, and they're picking and choosing of how of who to oust and who to not, and this and all that respect as a person's, all that's been taught by the elders, right? um the elders and the leaders of the community are supposed to be judges. And the Torah tells us to judge righteous judgment, not to accept the persons of the wicked, right? Not to take bribes or gifts, right? To hear the matter between every man and his neighbor, right? And the opposite will be true. Every woman and her neighbor, right? Your neighbor is the children of thy people, not just the brothers. I see all these people talk about brotherhood, 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 right? You do not have a brotherhood if you do not hold your brothers accountable. Many of you guys have taken this pseudo sense of brotherhood and have exalted it over, right, the word of God. You see, Hamashiach Yahushua was asked, what is the greatest law and the commandment? And he said, the first is to love the Lord your God with all thy heart, mind, and soul. And the second comes after the first. He says the second is like unto it. So it's just like that one, right? And it's thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, right? And on these two laws, the first in hierarchy is the love of God, the second being the love of neighbor, love of your brother, love of your sister. On those two laws hang all the rest of the laws and the prophets, right? So if I love God, I'll keep the Shabbat. If I love God, I'll keep the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. I'll keep all the high holy days. If
I can't listen to this guy no more, man. All right, man. Well, Lord, thought this video was edifying. I don't even encourage you to go finish the video, but Lord will help this video was edifying. Until next time, Shalom.